All right, welcome back. Michael just left. We got a little dual pod. It's gonna be posted like a week after the last one, but it's whatever.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Bar Vision CEO Luke Muller. Drops coming soon.
Drops coming soon. No, it is coming. It's gonna be here, man. I got my sample, my final production sample in. I'm planning to drop, I would say, end of March. So it's actually coming really soon. So
That's
I'm excited.
Good,
I'm excited for that.
So Luke and I, recently, I feel like we've had like a lot closer friendship. Like we have those like deep calls, and it's really nice. Yeah. Like seriously. And I feel like it started when we had that little crash out of Publix and desserts. It was nice in the parking lot. We had a lot of unhealthy foods. But where I'm going with this is because a few months ago, Luke invited me to one of his Bible studies. And I went into it not knowing anything about religion, not really believing shit. And even though I don't believe in a lot of the stuff that you or your dad says, it opened my eyes to believing in God and believing that there's something out there to talk to ask advice about. I mean, there's just someone there for me. And that's what it made me feel more comfortable within myself. So the big thing that happened was I hurt my ankle. I went to you and your Bible study with your dad. Everybody was there, and you guys prayed for my ankle to be better. And the next day, it felt better.
Yeah,
like how crazy. That was like really crazy to me. And I say that to people, and they're like, "Yeah, it's fine. Like that's just what happens when you pray." And they make it. I said it to one person. They said it like it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So last night I made a prayer as well. And you know what the prayer is for. I'm not gonna say it, but I prayed, and maybe it'll come true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I feel like that Luke and I have like built a closer, like deep relationship with all that stuff, because when I want to call someone, like you're there for me recently, and I feel like that you've matured with talking in a deep matter because you've been through experiences with Emma, your girlfriend. I feel like that's helped you a lot. So just you want to talk on that? Because I feel like back when we used to do the episodes in Tampa, you were all trolling, and I think that you matured a lot. What do you think?
Thank you. I would agree with that. I think on the whole spiritual side of things, like
let's talk about it.
Yeah. I'm really happy you came to the Bible studies, and I'm still working on my faith with God. I'm Christian. I want to get rebaptized, but that's a whole nother thing. But I just try to read my Bible every day, and I think the Bible has so many good lessons and messages you can take from it. Even if you're not a religious person, I think you can learn so much from it, especially in the book of Psalms. Like I like looking and reading into that. But so I've learned a lot from the Bible, and I've been building my relationship with God, and I'm happy you've come to the Bible studies, and hopefully I'll see you at some more. So I have a question for you. So after we prayed for you and, your ankle felt better, then next week when our Bible study came around, you called me or texted, you said you're not coming. I was like, oh, why? And you're like, I don't really believe in the Bible. So do you believe in just like there's a God, but you don't really know who the God is?
I believe in, a lot of the stuff, no disrespect to you or your religion or anything, but it just seems like a riddle to me. The whole Bible it just seems all kind of weird. It's just I don't really understand it. And it's really hard for me to understand.
It's hard to understand for sure.
What I believe in is I believe in that God is a spirit, and I don't even know what it is. I call it God. I don't think it's a person. I don't think it's anything crazy. I think it's just a feeling that people believe in. I think that when you talk to God, you kind of put things out into the world. Okay. And I think that it's more of a manifestation than a person. You're like, please come true. Can you help me do this? Can you help me do that? I think it's more of just an energy that you put out into the world and receive.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Well, do you believe there's like a creator of Earth, or how do you think like all that came about? I get what you're saying about that.
No, I haven't really thought that far into the whole creation of Earth. I never really thought about this until the Bible study. That's why I think it was such an important thing that I went, that it's making me think about things a little more. Because I used to my dad asked me, he goes, why do people do the right thing? And it's because, a lot of Christians do the right thing because they believe in heaven and hell. They want to go to heaven. So I asked myself, why do I do the right thing? And it was just because that's just how I got taught. I didn't really think about heaven or hell or anything. But I feel like a lot of people who believe in things do the right thing because they don't want to disrespect their faith, I guess.
I think a lot of people do, but I think for me as a Christian, I want to do the right thing because I love God that much and I just want to listen to his word and respect him and obey him. Like I just like for me when I'm reading in my reading my Bible more and really like listening to stuff and it just like it's so crazy. Like your life just becomes like I just don't know how to explain. It's such a weird thing. Like you just want to already do the right thing, if that makes any sense. Like you're not even thinking about it, but you'll just do it and you'll just be extra nice to that random person at the store and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there's some religions where people are like, "Oh, I need to do the right thing, or I'm going to go to hell."
Karma?
I think I do kind of believe in karma, like, but I think you're like I just think what goes around like comes around. Like if you're like doing bad stuff, it's gonna catch up to you. So if you're a kid in high school smoking weed, selling drugs, doing that type of stuff, like eventually it's gonna catch up to you. Like I don't know if you're go and do something mean to someone on the side of the street the next day, something bad's going to happen to you. I don't really know if I believe in that, but I think the situations that you're in, um, that's where I think like if you're doing bad things, you're going to be caught up in bad stuff. But
And do you think that you matured more through your relationship with God or your relationship with the people around you?
like through this past year,
Yeah.
you're saying like, I think it was like it's kind of
I
like
know you got into religion this year a lot.
I think it's kind of like both. I think just as a person, I've matured a lot, and all this like it's kind of fun. It's not even funny, but like the whole thing with Charlie Kirk, like when he got shot and assassinated, that really just like woke me up. I know this is kind of like off track, but like the whole maturing because that helped me like just realize, bro, life is like no, genuinely,
Yeah.
I no, like with the whole maturing thing, like that just helped me realize, like, bro, life is so short, like. And as a believer, I felt very like lukewarm, and I was like, bro, I need to lock in with God because like tomorrow's not guaranteed.
So
That's
because of how he was young and he got assassinated, if it made you look at life like it's a lot shorter than
yeah, like when you're young, bro, you think it's just like it just goes by like that. Everyone says it, but you never really like pay attention until
No, you're right.
that all happened. But that was kind of off topic, but that just what made me think about it. But over the years, you're saying, have I matured more of my friendships?
No, I feel like we all matured, and I was just wondering. I mean, do you think you matured?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think, like in the beginning of the podcast, you're saying with my relationship, it's helped me mature. And definitely, when you get a girlfriend, there's a lot you have to learn, and you start thinking about somebody else's emotions and feelings. And being single, so it's my first relationship. Like I'm so used to always thinking about myself and putting my own feelings first. And if you truly love somebody, you're gonna want to like consider their feelings and do all this stuff. So that's like I've learned a lot that way, just how to consider somebody else and yeah, just like
That was a
not
big
be
deal for
selfish.
you.
Yeah,
Seriously. I mean, I remember when we last year when we were closer, when we were close as well. It was you were more thinking about yourself and not anybody else, and it's just
Yeah.
nice that when you get a girlfriend, it kind of makes you grow up as a person
no,
because
definitely, yeah,
it's not just you're thinking about; it's two people instead of one.
yeah,
And then, especially in marriage, imagine that.
yeah. I know. I
mean,
can.
it's
Like
crazy.
marriage. Yeah,
So, I mean, I'm in the moment in my life and the time in my life. I had that conversation with you a few nights ago
Mhm.
that I'm ready to have someone in my life. And then I had the same conversation with my mom yesterday. I said, Mom, I feel like I want a girlfriend now. And
Yeah.
she said, it's not just out of nowhere. I mean, she's like, you've been focusing on yourself for a year and a half to 2 years. It's not just random.
yeah, exactly.
You got out of a relationship. You took the time to get to know yourself again, do what you love, work out, get a job. I mean, you found yourself and now you're ready to care about someone else. So, do you think you're ever ready to have a relationship or do you think it just happens?
That's a good question. I think there's kind of three types of people out there. The people who they get out of a relationship, they want to grow and they're working on themselves and that's how they're thinking about it. Then there's the other person. I feel like you kind of were just living life and exploring what else is out there with business and, finally leaving school because you never really wanted to do that. And you finally left school and focused on your modeling career. Um, and then there's another type of guy who forces a relationship after. Yeah, yeah, like forces a relationship right out of getting one. They don't let themselves properly heal. They don't learn anything. And then they find themselves in the same exact situation in like 3 or 6 months. So I think what you did was really mature and you just kind of were like, okay, like I need time to heal, but I also want to grow and focus on the stuff I want to do. So I think the way you went about it's really good. And like your mom was saying, like it's not random that now you want a relationship. Like everything happens for a reason. Everything's led up to where now you feel like you're finally ready to, consider having somebody else in your life.
You're right. And a lot of people say when a breakup happens, there's two different types of people.
Mhm.
There's the person who goes and focuses on their self, which I want to talk about after this. And there's the other person who gets into a relationship right after. And the person who loved the other more is the one
Mhm.
who focuses on themselves. Because I feel like a lot of people, they have trauma or they have a past with their family or something like that where they feel like they always need someone. Like maybe they
Yeah.
don't have a father figure in their life and they always want someone to be there for them, that they
Yeah,
never got the
exactly.
chance to get to know themselves without someone always being there. So what does focusing on yourself mean to you?
To me, I would say focusing on yourself is, well, when you're in a relationship, always can, you have to consider your partner and all that. But when you're out of that and you're focused on yourself, like if you're out of shape, get in the gym. If you're lacking money and you're not really being financially responsible, focus on your finances. I think focusing on yourself is just like growing as a person and whole, like just like leveling up almost. And then while that's like happening, like the right person will come along.
What I heard from what you just said is focusing on your flaws and flipping them into good things about yourself, like
Yeah.
losing weight, getting to the gym, becoming more confident if you're not
Yeah, of
out
course.
there
Yeah.
talking to people. I mean, focusing on yourself to me just means finding ways to love yourself that don't involve other people.
I don't know. It's good. Yeah. That's very true right there. But I would also say like I guess you can find yourself like loving yourself again through the gym and focusing through other things like that. So yeah, no, that's true.
And this other topic, change. I want to talk about this. So this guy came, I'm not gonna say his name, but he texted me recently and I think he wants to come back in my life, like an old friend I used to have. He sent me a message from a few years ago today, like a little flashback,
Okay.
and then my parents don't like the kid.
Oh really?
Yeah, and my mom's gonna see this and be like, "Who is it?" But it'll be funny.
I don't even know who
Yeah,
this is. So
I'll tell you after. So, do you believe people change after a few years? Do you think he could be a different person? Maybe I'd let that friendship back in my life.
yeah, I mean, I think 100% people can change and you could let that person back in your life, but you have to think like, is it worth it for you? Like I think because we just have such a good friend group, like I'm kind of in this spot where I feel like I've had a friend in the past, like want to hang out. I'm like, yeah, yeah, we should hang out. But I'm like,
Never did.
I just have such a good group of friends. Like which is kind of a bad thing though. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I don't know if it's.
it's like good and bad because like I know the people around me are like solid and that those are the people like I'm the happiest with. Like I don't think I really need like I don't know. Like I like if I were to hang out with someone from my past, like
I get it. Like when I went to college in Tampa, I was like, why should I even make friends? It's just a waste of time.
yeah,
I
it
have
feels like that.
these
Yeah.
14 guys at home that like is literally, I feel like you guys are my family.
Yeah, bro, and that's rare. Like my dad was telling me like our friend group's like something like so special. Like nobody really has that. Like, and for how long? Like, I know we've gone really close, like over the past probably like 4 years or whatever. But even Lucas and Michael, all them, I've known them for so long, and we're
Mhm.
still like such good friends. That's just something that's
That's
not.
really rare.
Yeah, it's rare. So for me, it's kind of like if somebody was in my past and they've done me wrong or whatever situation is, and they kind of want to
It's
come
just
back.
not worth. bringing them back in your life because it might cause stress or?
I think, well, for me, it's just like some people have like altered, like, I don't know, alternative motives. Like, why reach out now? Like, what are they trying to get out of you?
Yeah.
They see something out of you, or they see you're doing successful or doing well, like being successful and doing well in your life, and now they're reaching out. But
I feel like clashing friend groups is kind of bad too.
yeah, but I mean, I think really for you, like if you could see yourself being friends with them, then yeah, I mean, hang out, see what it's like, and you don't have to introduce like somebody into the whole friend group, because I have a lot of friends like that. Like, we're all hang out and we'll go do stuff, and it doesn't have to be a part of like my main friend group. If that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Speaking on our group, I mean, I love it so much. I mean, going back to the concert that we talked about last episode, when we all were in that Airbnb together, it just felt like
Yeah, it
felt
was
like
fun.
home. Like seriously,
Yeah.
it felt like we were all part of a family. We all got breakfast together at first watch, and then like my favorite part of the trip was getting breakfast with everybody, going back to the Airbnb, and
Mhm.
everybody doing their own thing. Like you guys
Yeah.
went to the mall, Jaden and them went to the gym. I went on my run, and then I came back, and there was music playing,
And everyone's there, yeah.
Everybody's there. Like I want one time in my life in my 20s I want to live with like all everybody.
I'd be
It'd
down.
so
That'd be
awesome.
a
We all
lot of
do our
fun.
own thing. We all lock in together on our diets,
Mhm.
our lives. It'd be a great experience. And I don't know, just being with everybody, it felt like that was one of the happiest moments I've ever had.
That's why, like, because you've told me you don't really like want kids, right? Kind of like you're kind of
I
iffy about
The
it.
only reason I always say this is because I haven't found a girl that I want to be the mother of my
Yeah.
kids, which is sad. I mean, I'm
I mean,
so scared of
But
that.
bro, you're so like you just give so much time. So it's like that's not even like.
Why do you bring that up though?
Well, I was bringing that up because it's almost like we were a big family, and that's kind of like when all my family gets together. That's how I feel. Even though we have our like differences sometimes, but it's just like this type of energy. You can't really explain it, but you just feel like loved and
Yeah.
just like happy, like just having everybody around. So that's why like I want to have a big family, just because like stuff like that, like family gatherings where everyone's together, it's just you can't beat it. So like that's why I was like wondering, like maybe you do want a big family, you just don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I look at my friends like my family.
Yeah, no, yeah, me too, for sure.
I mean, I look at all you guys like my brothers. I look at you like my big brother. I look at Raiden like my little brother. I mean, that's just how I look at you guys. Even I don't, Tier, I have a question for you. Do you believe that just because they're blood related to you means that they're your family?
I mean, yes, like technically, but I get what you're saying. Like, because I do have two older brothers, and we're not super close, to be honest. Like, I would never like go to them if I ever had any questions. Like, honestly, I would go to my friends
Mhm.
first, So like we're family, like blood wise, but yeah, like they're not. Like, I feel like my friends are more brothers to me than you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Yeah,
That was deep, man.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that was a good question, bro.
I mean, I asked this because my mom and my mom's brothers, we're not close with them at all.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not really close to my uncles at all, but we're blood related. It's just that we don't get along. I mean, they don't get along. If they don't get along, then we don't get along.
Yeah, and then it's just like the
Yeah.
whole
'Cause
thing.
if you don't like my mom, you don't like me. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. But I mean, I will say this. So something about families, like those are the people you've had since you were young. Like they understand you through your whole life. Like they've seen literally everything. So
If they've been there.
if they've been, yeah, that's true. If they've been there, like my brothers, they've seen
Just
me
going
through my
back to
life.
what I said before is people change. I mean, you could be one way when you were 10 years old, but now
Yeah.
you're 21.
Yeah, no, that's
You're
true.
a whole different person. I mean, let's say your family member, the last time they saw you is when you were 15, and they picture you at 15. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
You want to know something funny? So, so I think it was during the last Super Bowl, and my dad saw someone on the TV, or it was my dad. Yeah, it was my dad, and it looked like Raiden, my cousin, when he
Really?
was like 12. My dad's
Really?
like, "Look, it's Raiden," and Bryce, my brother goes, "Yeah, but if it was like 10 years ago, like,
Really?
yeah, because that's how he remembers him. My dad doesn't see Raiden too often. I mean,
Oh,
he
yeah.
does, but like it's,
You know,
it's
yeah.
just so funny because he remembers Raiden looking like the little like tan chipmunk.
Yeah, no,
And now he's
yeah.
a lot older.
That's true.
No, it was Cody. That's who it was. It was my brother Cody.
said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my, it was so funny.
That is funny.
But yeah, I think we covered a lot, right?
I think we went through a lot. That was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was short, good. So what's your biggest take from the episode?
Ooh, we talked about a lot, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we talked about a lot. I would say, one, I would just encourage you with your religion and your beliefs just to keep on looking into it. Because personally, like, something I realized in my life, like, my dad would always say this. He's like, you're dog with the bone, like dog with the bone. Like, you won't stop until you get like an answer, or like you get like what you want. And something like that for me was like understanding why we're here. Like, it's kind of like funny, but if you really
I
think
get
about
it.
it,
You never
bro,
want to put that question down until you get the answer.
exactly. Like, that's how I am. And that's like, it's a really good trait of mine when it comes to like certain things in business, but other things it's hard. Like, you just want to
It's
know,
kinda
like,
never being comfortable.
yeah. Yeah. So I would say, like, I would just encourage you, because I believe I found the right answer, but you know, you have your own beliefs and and I'll keep on praying for you and all that. So I think just even ask ChatGPT, bro. Like, ChatGPT has a lot of answers to questions. There's so much like historical data to back up the Bible. It's crazy. I know you think it's kind of like riddles and stuff like that, which is true. It's hard to understand because it's so old, but ChatGPT can really help you. And there's a lot of cool historical like data to back up the Bible. But um, I think my biggest takeaway from everything would just be, if you're in high school and you have like a good friend group, try to keep that friend group together. Those friends that you meet when you're younger, like middle school and high school, like if you guys build a good bond, it's like something really special, especially when it comes to college, because there's there's so many like people, once they get out of high school and they go into college, they're trying to make that friend group and they join a frat, and you're just doing stuff you don't want to do because you're trying to look cool and make new friends. But if you're in a good friend group, try to keep it. Don't let stupid stuff break up the group over girls or whatever. I think my biggest takeaway is just, if you have a good group of boys, just try to keep it together. And yeah.
That's a really good takeaway. And I want to talk about each thing you said. The first thing you said was the quote that your dad told you about always chasing the bone until you get it, kind of.
Yeah.
So my parents asked their family friend's son, what's your biggest deficit in yourself? And he says, I'm never fulfilled. I'm never happy. I always, if I get something, I want more
Yeah.
and more and more. And that's just a trait that I have, you have.
Yeah, I have
and I
that
think
too,
that's
yeah.
going to separate us from a lot of other people, because that's just the entrepreneurial
Yeah,
mindset.
it's a really good trait to have. Like,
but it's also a really bad trait
it's hard
because you're never satisfied. You're never happy. I mean, that's what he said. He said, I'm never happy because I never reach my goal. I always get to it and I want more and more and more. It's kind of like that quote. Where do you see, like, who do you want to be? Myself in 5 years, myself in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about.
Can I like say something? So I'm not trying to get too biblical, but there's this one story in the Bible. I forgot.
Can't forget it now.
I forgot his name, but I forgot the guy's name. But basically, like, because I'm still like reading the Bible more. But this guy, like, bro, he literally had everything. Like, he was the richest guy in the world. He had 500 wives. Like, he had all this stuff, bro, and he was still not satisfied with life. And like, when I read that, it just like really hit me. Like, if I get my Corvette I want, like, it's gonna be cool for the first 2 weeks, and then it's like, now what? And I get that house I want, it's gonna be cool, but it's like there's just this hole in your heart where you're not gonna be satisfied.
Can I tell you something? That's when marriage comes in. That's when the art of finding someone that you want to share that life with.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's say you get your Corvette and you get to ride around in it with Emma. You get the house and you get to build a life there with Emma, get the dogs, get the kids. I mean, that's where you kind of find the fulfillment. That's what I'd say, when you have someone to share it with. Because that's when a lot of rich people get sad, when they're just alone.
They're alone, but I think there's also so many rich people. They have the wife, they have the perfect family, but they're just still not happy deep down. But
it's just a trait that is very positive and very negative.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah.
It's tough, but it gets you very wealthy. That trait, just never being fulfilled. But yeah, I mean, and the second thing I want to touch on was, of course, the friendships, the family. that's kind of my takeaway. And you know, out of a lot of people, how much I love this group.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys call me group leader because like I just I don't know. I mean, I don't know where I would be without you guys. And I always tell you guys how appreciative I am of you guys, how I love you guys all the time. And I honestly don't know where I would be with this group. So if you're out there, listen to his advice and just don't let the silly stuff get in the way of what could be a very beautiful, lifelong friendship. That's what I would say. So thank you so much for being here. It was a good topic, good conversation. Peace, guys.
Peace and love.